What's up, everybody? This is the Healing Kings podcast, and I'm your host, Drew Koss. Today, we're going to talk about the rewards of being healed or healing. We usually hear about what healing, what it takes to start healing, the trauma side of it, the the parts of it that doesn't feel comfortable, the parts that's confusing, the conflict inside. And those are the things that do happen along the journey. However, today we just want to talk about the rewards of healing. I do believe people move away from pain faster than they do pleasure, but we want to also give them hope and give you guys some reason to strive after healing and to do the work that may be required of you. There was a time in my life when I had started therapy, and every time I went to therapy, I just thought that I just had to keep bringing up something bad that had happened or was happening. And I wasn't looking at any of the rewards. I was just looking at, you got to do the work, got to do the work. That became the new life slogan around around these social media streets. You got to do the work, got to do the work, got to do the work. And what had happened was I started to fall into this place of performance. If I don't find something to dig up and to work at, I'm not doing good enough. I'm not doing what needs to happen. And I got into a session, and my therapist stopped me before I got there. And she said, what's the benefits, paraphrasing, what's the benefits that has happened since you've been uh, digging up these issues and finding out what has been challenging you and stopping you? What's been the rewards? And it hit me so hard because I usually teach people. This is why every coach needs a coach. I usually teach people, reward yourself along the journey. Don't get into a place where you feel you're just working and you're not rewarding your work. You're not setting up some mini milestones because it's so easy to get discouraged. And here I am at the therapy office just trying to beat on myself. This is why coaches need coaches. She said, what are some of the rewards or some of the benefits that you've seen happen with you? And I said, one of them is I don't shut down as fast. That's growth, right? I didn't say I've conquered it all together already. I don't shut down as fast. When I would normally shut down for a day or whatever, or for an hour, it's 5 minutes. And while it's 5 minutes, I'm aware that I shouldn't shut down. I should allow myself to process and talk and either table the conversation for a later date, but I should say something. I shouldn't just completely shut down. And I said that reward is improving my relationships. She said, what's another reward? I said, when I see my dad, I don't want to hit him. I've forgiven him. What's the reward of that, Drew? The reward of that is I feel free. I don't feel like someone has me hostage when I see them. And that's very, very hard because usually when we stop dealing with somebody, it's out of sight, out of mind. But we don't realize when we go back around them, it's like, man, I don't feel like being around that person. That happens way more often than we give it credit. Seriously. She said, what's another reward? I said, I get to be a better version of myself as my daughter gets older. I get to be a better businessman. Because, guys, if you run a business and you don't take therapy, I'm going to advise you to take therapy. You'll see your business in a whole new light. Trust me, you'll start to see your business as what it really could be outside of just the muscle, just out of the operations, like how you can be showing up for your employees and your customers, right? Anytime there's some mental stagnation, it will show up in your business in ways you don't know. You won't know it, but your customers and your employees will see it and they will know it. That's like we'll table that for a different day. Recently, I put a goal out. This is December the 14th right now, to hit 70 videos by March the 4th. Right, today I think today's the 20th episode. And one of my rewards is every 10 videos I get to reward myself with something. The reason why we do this, the reason why we um see the rewards of healing and the rewards of even goal setting is because our minds always go back to what hasn't been, what hasn't happened, why you didn't get the goal. But I can tell you this, the reward for healing is the freedom you feel inside of yourself. When you don't feel the freedom inside of yourself, you're always going around trying to match energy. This slogan has been going around for a couple of years now. I'm matching their energy. So I'm like, you're gonna pull yourself down to match someone's energy. Why don't you just be you and let people come up to where you're at? Or you just be you at all times, regardless of who's around you, regardless of what they do. I'm just gonna be me. Like, I'm not gonna come down just so somebody can feel that I need to match their energy. That's giving somebody else way too much power. We'll table that for a different day because I can go off on a rant forever on that one. When we look at the rewards of healing, it becomes a lot more manageable to go back into the cave where we start to heal and we start to find out things that are affecting us. But even though like the journey of healing doesn't always feel great, there are rewards in the process, that inner freedom, the inner peace, seeing life in a different set of lenses. You won't always see life as someone's trying to hurt you, someone trying to hit you, or some trying to get over you. And one of my line of work, we service women who have been sexually abused and things like that. And their healing journey of healing, of getting things out, is they start to see people again as everybody is not out to hurt me. Yes, there are some horrible people out there, but everybody's not that person. And now I can have some more healthy relationships. I can have better relationships. I can want to get into a relationship. So the rewards of healing is something that you want to take along the journey as you're healing. You don't want to just focus on just the trauma, just the hard stuff. Put some work in on thinking, what are the rewards that has happened because I've been doing the work? Or if you haven't started therapy, let me give you this tip. Therapy is not because you're crazy. Therapy is not because something's wrong with you. Therapy is mainly for you to process with somebody else who's unbiased the things that are happening in your head and in your heart. Oftentimes, we don't realize what we think is happening is because something else has happened, and that's just showing us, that's just coming to the forefront. So when you see somebody, usually when I see in my coaching, when I see someone really, really like struggling with um, accepting compliments, usually they've been verbally abused, probably in the past. If I see somebody going over beyond the hills of trying to like please me, they're people pleaser. These things have taken root somewhere else. Something has happened in the past, and usually therapy helps you realize something has happened. We can do some work to realize that and to move past it, move through it. And that's something that's amazing for the people who are thinking, should I do therapy or not? You should do it. I think everybody on this earth should do it. Think about the rewards of healing. One of the other rewards of healing is I had so many obstacles to start this podcast, so many obstacles, and they were all based on things that hurt me. They were based on uh, starting it and having to stop it, just so much. And as I healed, I realized the reward is I can go do it again. I can go do this again. I can go do it with a fresh mindset, and I can love it. One of the biggest rewards of healing is being able to feel again, being able to love again, being able to acknowledge that you do matter, being able to acknowledge that you are somebody that's special. Yo, you got it going on. Real talk. Rewards of healing is something that you want to take along the journey. So here's my challenge for you. I want you to think of 3 rewards that you can give yourself. And even if it's not a trip to Mexico or the DR, it can be something as simple as going to your favorite coffee shop and getting the next size up cappuccino. I don't know, whatever you want to consider to be your reward. But I want you to think, what are some rewards I can set up for myself? And how can I start going towards these things so that I don't live life thinking that it's all about the grind, all about the trauma. Part of it is all about the rewards on the journey.